makakapanayan po natin ngayon si retired Rear Admiral Romel Jude Ong, isa pong maritime security expert. Magandang gabi, Admiral. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Good evening po, sir.
Magandang gabi, Ed. Magandang gabi, Bea.
Yes, sir. Sir, let me just add, just to give context to our interview tonight, you've also done research for the Ateneo Policy Center with regard to Chinese political warfare. So, very interesting that you also have that background as well. So, let me start off with this. Yung mga revelation kanina dun sa Senate hearing, just how serious are these revelations? I understand po, espionage is one thing, talagang problema yung espionage, pero for example, information operations, just how worrisome is that, if at all?
Well, based on our study, this is to be expected, though. Kasi yung pagtunggali natin sa China operates at two levels. So, yung nakikita natin yung sa West Philippine Sea, that's the hard power part. Yung kabilang portion naman yan, yung sharp power part, dito po yung pag-atake sa ating gobyerno, sa ating society, o sa ating yung ating information space. Okay? So dito, yung disinformation is designed to create civil disorder. Okay? Yung, kumbaga, the best way for them to actually win is to create division. So pag-aaway-awayin nila tayo magkakapwa Pilipino. Pag nagawa nila yon, kumbaga, successful na sila nun eh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Admiral, ang sabi pati daw po sa local elections nakikialam umano itong China. Anong may tutulong nitong mga local proxy sakaling ang manalo nga po ay maka-China? I mean, himayin po natin yan. Ano bang benefit niyan sa kanila?
Okay, yung short runway nila dyan would be sa 2025 election is to be able to maipasok yung mga kandidato na sa tingin nila is pabor sa polisiya ng China. Pero yung longer runway na tinitingnan natin actually is yung 2028 kasi yun yung presidential election eh.
Opo.
Kung tatandaan nyo, noong 2022, meron na tayong diskurso about yung ating theoretical Manchurian candidate eh. Yung worst case scenario na yung ma-elect nating presidente ay actually campaign na sa China. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, pag nakuha nila yung ganong objective...
Pwede ko bang isundot yung tungkol doon sa West Philippine Sea? Ay, sorry, I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead po.
Kung nagawa nila ito, objektibo na to, hindi naman nila kailangan makipag-away na sa Pilipinas eh. Kasi makokontrol na nila yung polisiya ng gobyerno through yung kanilang mga, kumbaga, yung naipasok nilang pabor sa kanilang polisiya.
Okay. Sir, i-connect ko na dyan. Yung sinasabi ninyo na ang gusto nilang manalo mga kandidato na pabor sa polisiya ng China. So, may kinalaman po sa West Philippine Sea, sir?
Yes, of course. Doon naman nagpapanag po yan eh. Kasi ang ultimate objective ng China na apektado yung Pilipinas is makontrol nila yung South China Sea. Okay? There are two ways of doing that or two ways of skinning the cat. Number one is makontrol nila through military means yung South China Sea.
Opo.
Okay? Pero kailangan din nila na lahat ng bansa na nakapaikot sa South China Sea, East China Sea, tsaka North China Sea, ay kung hindi man kampi sa kanila o kaibigan nila, i-destabilize nila yung mga bansa na yon para hindi sila makagalaw against sa interest ng China. So in the case of the Philippines, kung hindi sila makapagpwesto ng tao sa poder na magiging kaibigan nila, ang next best solution nila is i-destabilize nila yung Pilipinas para magkagulo tayo. Mag-away-away yung mga Pilipino, distracted tayo, imbis na nakatutok tayo sa South China Sea o West Philippine Sea, ang tutok natin ngayon is yung internal stability natin.
Yes, sir. Sir, allow me lang to play the devil's advocate lang here. But when it comes to, for example, lobbying in other countries for those who support your policy, for example, as a country, don't all countries do that to a certain degree? I mean, don't we also, for example, lobby or express support for legislators in other countries who will support our interests? So in that sense po, at least in that sense, that's not entirely unexpected. If at all po, baka yung black propaganda lang, kung sakali yung problematic. As well, of course, yung espionage, ibang usapan naman yon.
Okay, dito papasok yung if you recall, meron tayong discussion about yung Foreign Agent Registration Act of 1979
Yes, sir.
o Batasang Pambansa number 39, which was enacted into law during the martial law years, no? But it was never implemented. Yung sinasabi mong yung merong maglalabi for yung interest
For
ng
your
bansa,
interest. Yes, sir.
doon sana papasok yon. Ibig sabihin, para mo gawin yan legally sa isang bansa, sa Pilipinas,
You register.
yes, you register. Kumbaga, kung operational na yung FARA law na yon, yung Registration Act, you just need to register even if you're a Filipino, na when you talk to government officials or you talk to the media, it is not in your own volition, but rather you are pursuing the interest of a third country or another country. Registered ka nun. So I think in that way, transparent yung transaction, transparent yung engagement ko na in a legal sense, no? Now, without that mechanism or legal measure, wala tayong basihan kung yung tinitawag nating malign influence o malign interference.
Mhm.
You are doing this not only to lobby for the interest of another country, but you're doing this to subvert the government of the country na targeted.
Yun yung
So
black propaganda.
ibang usapan na ngayon yan.
Sir, in connection with that, I understand we have Commonwealth Act number 616, pero this was passed before World War II pa. So it's a bit outdated. So in reference to what you're saying right now, na baka kulang-kulang pa tayo as far as legislation is concerned, may habol ba tayo in terms of whether it's legal or not? What is happening right now?
Kasi hindi, I would have to defer to legal experts kung applicable yung espionage law dito sa situation na ganito, no? But what we did at the Policy Center was actually we drafted 2 versions of a foreign interference law, and we submitted it to one of the committees sa Congress for their consideration. We do not expect it to be passed, but at least it could be a basis for further review. Baka sakaling in the next Congress, makagawa sila ng batas to address this problem or this concern.
Sir, again, foreign interference law, that's still not been passed. So it's, in other words, wala pa tayong panghahabol. We're still waiting for something along those lines.
Wala pa.
Okay, well, something to work on. Maraming salamat po, retired Rear Admiral Romel Jude Ong, isa pong maritime expert at isang nag-research doon sa Chinese political warfare. Mga kapatid, Ed Lingaw po, maging maalam at may pakialam sa mga napapanahong balita sa ating bansa. Para sa mas malalimang pagtalakay at paghimay sa mga issue at headlines, tumutok lamang at mag-subscribe sa social media pages ng News 5.